Okay, so this successive approximation ADC you had seen before also. Now, just to revise it to you, before we go to see the controller part, so you saw that for this DAC, the reference voltage VF was given, and this is your input analog voltage V in. You have a start signal which will start this successive approximation, and here the comparison is done for each bit. The comparison is done for each bit. They here it is shown 8 bit. You may do it with less than that also. So what is happening here is the comparison happens here, and if it is less or more, based upon that, successively for the next level of comparison it goes. And once it is done, this done bit will become high, and once it is done, your D out signal will be available. So you should remember what all signals are here: start, clock, D out, done, and V input, what you will be converting, and VF is your reference voltage at a different level where you will be comparing. So this VF at a different level, maybe as many level as you require. So now you see this diagram. Now you see in this diagram what is happening. Whatever you are see this successive approximation ADC, the successive approximation ADC, what all you are seeing here, all this is put in one box only, one block only. Which block is this? Now you can see this V in is your analog input voltage, VF is your reference voltage, start signal is there, clock is there, of course one reset is added, done is high, and after if it is done, D out will be given. So this is your ADC block. Now your V in analog input, either it can come directly from your V in, but if ADC is busy converting other data, the next data may be sample and hold here. You all know sample and hold means what? It charges a capacitor and it holds the value of V in for some time. So this is a sample and hold circuit which is also connected with V in. So this sample and hold circuit, either it will directly pass the V in by switching this circuit on, this switch on, directly V in will go here, or if it is not that case, it will hold it. So whether it is starting or holding, it is decided by Q2. These things are control signals only. So this Q2 is a control signal to start it. So Q2 will tell whether to start in what situation, whether V in directly is coming, or Q2 will also tell that whether it is being holded. So you can see the connection. Q2 will start, as well Q2 will also take care of sample and holding what? Your analog input. So this connection for V in, I hope you have understood. Now VF is your reference voltage. Now reference voltage, you are seeing here this 4 bits only. So 4 bits, so here a decoder is used, 2:4. So Q0 and Q1, if it is 0, your Y0 will be high and this will be switched, this connection will be established. So what you will get here, you will get a 1 and all rest 0. 1 and all rest 0 will make one level of reference voltage. If you are giving here 0 1, then this will be high and it will give you a second level of reference voltage. Same way for 1 0 and 1 1. The Q0 and Q1 are 2 bits which is making Y0 to Y3, controlling it to give you different level of the reference voltage. So this 4 levels of reference voltage goes from VF, reference voltage input of your ADC, which is governed by this 2 bits Q0 and Q1. I am explaining all this to you. All this will come in a program also. So you should understand the working here properly so that you understand the program later. So this 2:4 decoder is taking care of the reference voltage. So this connection, I hope you have understood now. You understood this and sample and hold circuit and various levels of reference voltage. Now you all know from the previous example of keypad controller that acknowledgement, this is showing the acknowledgement to the Gumnut processor. In this diagram, Gumnut processor is not being shown in the diagram, but you already know how Gumnut processor works. All this port data I, port cycle I, strobe I, write enable I, all these things are directly connected to Gumnut processor. So you imagine a Gumnut processor block here, and all these things are coming from that only. So you also know that when a processor is working, interfacing with the controller, it need to be given acknowledgement that now I am working, and it is acknowledging processor that a work is going on in ADC controller. So how do we do that? Once your strobe port and cycle port is high, then it goes to this AND gate, and this acknowledgement goes as a feedback to the processor. So they have shown as a separate thing here, which is a feedback to the processor. Now this port acknowledgement output as well as this port data output, these two goes as a feedback to the processor. This is for the time saying that my ADC controller as well as ADC is working. Port acknowledgement output is required. Port data output is required to tell what is the converted data. So that also goes as a feedback to the processor. So these things are feedback. Now let us see here in the controller what all is there. So you all know that your port cycle strobe and write enable and port address IO. If you remember, port address IO is is the port where it will give the address of keypad controller. If that is equal to that, then only this will be high. Once all these control signals are there, then only it will enable this chip. Then only it will enable this chip. Now of course, reset is there, one reset which will be taking care of resetting the controller as well as ADC. Clock is there to govern both, that is there. Now there is also a mux here. There is a mux here. So this mux does what? This mux, if port address IO is 0, so what happens if it is 0? So it will be giving that means the work is done, and this will select the 0th input, and D out, the converted data will go in the port data output. And if it is 1, if port address IO is 1, that what it will do? It will give the done bit here. So either here you will get done bit as high if this is 1, and it will get the data itself if this is 0. So this is a mux connection shown here, which is taking care of both output from ADC. So this is the controller. So in this controller, what all you saw, that it is taking care of your reference voltage from Q0, Q1. Q2 is taking care of starting ADC as well as controlling the sample and hold circuit. This chip enable is taking care of this, and port data I, again this is coming from the processor, and this is going into D0, D1, D2. The connection of this you will understand in the program. Now let us see the program. Okay, program is not here. Let me show the program part also. Okay, the program part is coming along with the complete thing of ADC and keypad. Okay, so let me show that part only. Okay, so okay, now see the program part. Of course, this is for the case when, see this diagram. In this, it is trying to show that the Gumnut processor is being connected with ADC controller, two ADC controller and one keypad controller. So from here only, I will tell you the program for ADC controller also. So what you can see here is, of course, if a Gumnut processor is connected with more than one IO device, so it has to see where it is going. So strobe input is the signal which takes care of activating that specific IO controller. So you know this, if port address output and port strobe output, if both of this is high, then if it is trying to control a keypad controller, then this will be high. You can see this port address out as well as port strobe out is being connected to all the three IO controller, and this only will be taking care. So you can see port strobe out is directly connected to all the three. Port strobe out, that means Gumnut processor is trying to control some IO controller. It can be any IO controller. So this high will be going to all the three AND gates and in turn to the strobe input of each IO controller. So this shows that once port strobe output is high, means Gumnut processor is trying to interface with any IO controller. Now, who decides which IO controller is being used is decided by port address output. So, if port address output, whichever port address is written here, that specific port address will go here and it will activate that only. So that is one thing you have to understand, that this is how a one Gumnut processor can work with more than one IO devices through more than one IO controller. Also, you can see the output of each interfacing device. The output of each is connected through the control given through this mux. So you can see here, this mux is taking care of selecting between output data of keypad controller and output data of ADC controller 1. And in turn, this is going as the first input of the other mux. So what you understand here, these two mux, instead of using 4:1 mux, they have used 2:1 mux. So this mux as well as this mux, these two mux, first layer mux, are taking care of the data what is being given by the controller. Now you can see keypad controller, keypad is not shown. ADC controllers, ADCs are not shown. So but the data from that keypad as well as ADC is given back to the controller itself, and that data what keypad and ADC gives goes as data output. Now the job of IO controller is to pass this data output to the processor for further working. So how it is passed? It is passed through these mux, and who is controlling these mux? You can check this. This mux is being controlled by this port address. If port address is this, if port address is high for this specific, if it is high for second ADC controller, this goes the connection here. High 1 here means 1 here, and the second data output will be passed on to this feedback of port data I. Now you imagine if it has selected this one. If it has selected this one means what? You will have a high here. I hope you people are understanding. If I have selected this one, if this one is selected means you have a high here. High here means a 1 here. And this one will go and it will connect here to this one. And this one will connect this data output here. This data output here. And you know that if this ADC is selected means this will be 0, right? At a time either this or this will be high. So at this moment when I'm explaining, this is high. If this is high, these both will be 0. So these both will be 0 means what? Here this is high, this will be connected, right? This will be connected, and this is connected to this. What is here? Here it is 0. 0 means the connection here will be established, and this will go as the data input to the GUMNUT processor. So these two mux are taking care of connecting the output data of keypad controller, ADC controller 1 and ADC controller 2 to the data input of the GUMNUT processor. What about the acknowledgement part? Acknowledgement part is done in the same way with another layer of multiplexer 2:1 of doing the connection in exactly the same way for acknowledgement out, and this is going as the feedback to this acknowledgement input of the GUMNUT processor. So this is how a GUMNUT processor can connect with more than one IO device through more than one IO controller. So these three controllers, what you can see here, all the three controllers are the dedicated simple IO controller. This controller can't do for anybody else. This ADC can't do for anybody else. So these are dedicated simple IO controller, all connected through the same GUMNUT processor. So this is how it is done. Now let me show you the program for which I came here. Okay. So this you already know, this part we have already seen. GUMNUT processor, all the signal of GUMNUT processor is shown here. Also it is shown that how ADC0 strobe output is assigned. So you can see here what is being assigned, the output address of GUMNUT processor, and it is also equal to the strobe output of the GUMNUT processor, and the port address. This is a specific port address. The 0th ADC is being selected. Same way here, everything else remains same except your ADC1. Here also everything else remains same except the keypad port address. So this is how each IO controller is being selected by the GUMNUT processor. Now this keypad controller, you all already know all those things we had seen. Now coming to ADC controller, this is what I wanted to show you. ADC controller, you can see here ADC0 and ADC1 both have same signals, same IO signals are there, and what you have to understand here is this one, this signal, this command you see, ADC0 data forward is based on what? It is based upon, this is the mux thing. If it is 0, if ADC 0 strobe 0, then it will be selecting this. Otherwise, keypad data output. And same way for acknowledgement. You saw, no, there were two types of feedback. One was data feedback, one was acknowledgement feedback. So this is taking care of the data feedback and acknowledgement feedback, means it is taking care of first mux. I will show you which mux it is taking care. It is taking care of these two mux. What command I am showing you is for these two mux. This is for data, this is for a. So what is the input? What is the select line? Select line is this. This is the select line for this, and this select line is ADC. This is called as ADC 0 and this is called as ADC 1. So this ADC 0 strobe input is your select line for both of these mux, and the connection you can see keypad output or ADC output, and here what it is, acknowledgement output of keypad and acknowledgement out of ADC 0. So the same thing you will see here. So see, ADC 0 strobe output. This is the select line, and what it is selecting, either ADC 0 data out or keypad data out. So this is taking care of the mux control signal. Same way for ADC 1, you will see here. ADC 1 is taking care of the mux control signal for this part. So this is about the number one is simple IO controller. It is also showing that how different IO controller is controlled by the same processor, and also how things are being taken care by the program and the complete connection. So here you saw two analog to digital converters and one keypad controller being interfaced with this. So you need to see this carefully.